UFC 321, Aspinall versus Gone. I'm going to be going through this entire card, giving my predictions, breakdown for each of the fights. We're going to do this a lot more quick and concise today. My voice is still shot from being sick. So, let's get into this quickly. All right, starting off with the first fight. Jacqueline Amorim versus Mizuki. I'm going to go Jacqueline Amorim. She's a beast on the ground. Good takedown game. Solid. I really favor women fighters who have a specialist in one skill, especially with the lack of skill level in a lot of these unranked women's fights. Jacqueline Amorim's a specialist. Mizuki hasn't really shown to be able to compete at a high level. I think Jacqueline gets it done by decision. Moving up. Azat Maksum, Mitch Raposo. I'm going to go Azat Maksum here. Mitch Raposo, lost a split decision to Sumudarje, but Sumudarje's not ranked. Another guy who hasn't really shown the ability to compete at a high level in the UFC. Whereas Azat Maksum lost to Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson, beats a lot of good people, right? Like Loner Kavanaugh, like Joshua Van. So that's no shame in that. Coming off a competitive loss to, oh my God, what is his name? The Khabib guy. It was such a good fight. He's coming off the loss to Tagir Ulanbekov, right? It was a decision loss. He didn't quite do enough to get the nod in that fight. Regardless, showed a lot of heart, good scrambling ability, good striking ability. Just, a level above Mitch Raposo here. I like Azat Maksum. I think decision. I think Azat Maksum by decision's a fair bet here. Moving up. Hamdi Abdel Wahab, Chris Barnett. Dude, I just can't count on this blob guy to pull off any spectacular shit anymore. Like, didn't he injure himself jumping in the cage and tore his fucking knee apart and completely demolished himself and was out for over a year? I just can't count on Chris Barnett, dude. He's not active enough. I know Hamdi's not a super high level guy himself. Fuck, trying to get this voice up. He's not super high level himself, but he'll be a bit better than Chris Barnett. Probably just outpoint him, do decision. I don't see him knocking him out. I don't think he's that kind of guy. I don't think he has that kind of power. But I could see Hamdi pulling a decision here. Nathaniel Wood, Jose Miguel Delgado. Dude, I just don't know why Nathaniel Wood isn't at bantamweight. He talks about his struggle to make. He talks about how much of a struggle it was to make bantamweight. And I just don't know why, dude. I don't know why. You're 5'6", bro. You don't have a big frame. You're tiny for this division at featherweight. How the fuck can't you make 135? He just seems to get pushed around a lot. Dude, it's like what I've said about Angela Hill. You can't count, he's similar to Angela Hill. Super technical, but, there's just not much damage coming on the side of Nathaniel Wood, man. I know he did drop Charrier in the first round of their fight, but outside of that, he's not dropping guys very often, right? Whew, this voice. Bear with me. Nathaniel Wood's not dropping guys very often, right? Jose Miguel Delgado, he's just more dangerous, especially with those knees up the middle. He's going to have that 4-inch reach advantage. Do I think he'll... Man. I can honestly see him putting Nathaniel Wood away in the second round, which is probably what I'm going to go here. He's got the range. He's an absolute killer. Those knees up the middle worry me for a guy like Nathaniel Wood, so we'll go Jose Miguel Delgado. Coming off a first round knockout over Hyder Emil. Solid win. I think he can get it done in the second round against Nathaniel Wood. Man. Okay, Louis Sutherland, Walter Walker. Yeah. I can't remember who this guy was supposed to fight in his debut, but it fell through. And now he gets an even harder fight in Walter Walker. Of course, I'm going to go Walter Walker. I like Walter Walker by I'm gonna go fucking heel hook submission, dude. How about that? Heel hook submission. Sutherland's making his debut. I don't think he's very good, in all honesty. I've watched his regional fights. I like Walter Walker, probably first round. Heel hook submission. Let's go, baby. Okay, Abdul versus Mateus Camilo. I'll go Abdul Karim El Sawadi. I just don't think. I just think he can. I don't know, dude. This isn't. Let me look up Camilo. I'm trying to remember his fights. I'm pretty sure Abdul Karim El Sawadi's pretty good if I can remember. Let me see here. Dude. Okay. Let's see. Lost to Gabe Green. Okay. Wait, Camilo. He was that guy who was supposed to be pretty good. And I remember he was doing good in that fight, and then Gabe Green just turned the tide on him. Oof. Camilo, that's the guy out of the Korean Zombie promotion. Yeah. Oh, shit. That's actually a tough one. What about Al Sawadi? Camilo's good. Camilo is good. He is good. I watched him on the regional scene on Dana White's looking for a fight. Dana White looking for a fight. Dude, I think I'm gonna go Camilo here. Dude, Camilo's well rounded. He can deal with wrestlers. He had to deal with that Russian guy on the regional scene, basically to get to the UFC. Did a very good job there, right? So, fucking boys. Maybe I should talk like this. Fuck. I'll go Mateus Camilo. Decision. All right, in this fight, I'm gonna go Ikram Aliskerov. I just don't think Jung Young Park can. He's not gonna put him away on the feet. He's gonna have that knockout power coming back his way. He can't out grapple Ikram Aliskerov. Okay. Hamzat Chimaev, when they fought, couldn't out grapple this guy, right? He took Hamzat basically. He was stalemating him. You go back and watch that fight, Aliskerov Chimaev. It was basically a stalemate. Nobody could neither of them could take each other down. Okay. Okay. Ugh. I just think Ikram, he has the danger where it counts on the feet. I think he can put Jung Young Park away on the feet, probably second round. You're just not going to see. Jung Young Park is not going to be able to craft his way into an Iron Turtle victory, a crafty performance in this one. He's not going to be able to do it. Aliskerov, second round knockout. Hakparast. Salkild. Let's see. I'm going to go Hakparast on the experience. I think he can outpoint Quillen Salkild over 3 rounds. Salkild's good, man. He is good, but this is a step up in competition for him for sure. So, yeah, I'll go Nasrat Hakparast to kind of boringly outpoint Quillen Salkild here. Alexander Rakic, Azamat Mirzakhanov. Okay. Fuck. Dude, I think I'm going to go Rakic here, man. Like, I know Mirzakhanov is a fucking freight train. He is. He hits hard. But, dude, he's so small for this division, dude. He's so small for the division. And this is quite the leap up in competition. Like, I believe he's coming off a win. Like, what Mirzakhanov, I believe, is coming off a win over Alonzo Minifield, if I'm right. Oh, Ribeiro. Minifield is his best win, bro. Minifield is his best win. Bro, this is a fucking leap up in competition here. Right? You're dealing with a guy who's well-rounded, really good countering on the back foot, fast, good grappling. I mean, we're talking about like almost like a 6.5 inch reach advantage here, dude. Murzakanov is a small light heavyweight. Like, he's a very small light heavyweight. He's very compact, very, very freight trainy, but like, dude, this reach advantage mixed with like this level of competition he's stepping up, mixed with Rakic's speed, his ability to counter on the back foot. I think Rakic probably gets a decision here, dude. Gives Murzakanov his first loss. Gotta move on, dude. The voice. Gotta move on. All right. Almeida, Volkov. This is a tricky one, man. I just think the grappling of Almeida is going to be a bit too much for Volkov, dude. I really do. I really do. I honestly, like, I kind of want Volkov to lose, though, because, like, what happens if he wins? He fights Aspinall again. We've seen that. Aspinall took him down and Kimured him in like 2 minutes. Volkov. Fresh matchup here in Jailton Almeida, right? Plus, like, Volkov isn't really putting people out too much, right? Not like a Curtis Blades. Like, I think Curtis Blades has more knockout power than Volkov. And I think it was just unlucky, bro, to get caught like that against Blades in a fight that Almeida was winning. He was dominating that fucking fight with the grappling. If he can do that to Curtis Blades, I think he can sure as hell do it to Alexander Volkov. Volkov is good. There's definitely a lot of inherent danger. But the reach is pretty fucking almost identical here, surprisingly. Despite Volkov being 6'7", it's only about a 1 inch reach advantage. I like Almeida to close the distance. Jesus. I like Almeida to close the distance. Oh, that's much better. Close the distance. Get takedowns. Probably won't be able to fucking finish him. Probably gets a decision. It's probably pretty fucking boring in all honesty. I don't see him knocking Volkov out, especially with how fucking high off the ground that dude's chin is. So I could go Jailton Almeida by decision, most likely here. Oh my god, how many fights are there? This is such a stacked card. Very stacked card. Okay. Dude, first and foremost, these odds, what the fuck? That's so disrespectful. Like, I get, like, I don't know, man. In my opinion, each guy only has, like, one, like, super legit win. Obviously, Umar beat Sandhagen. That's all he's done. Also went to a close fight with Merab, though, which has to count for something, right? Batista, it's like, you're coming off a domination over a guy who doesn't belong in the UFC and Patchy Mix. And you had a hugfest victory against Jose Aldo, right? I just think Umar's a bit better everywhere, dude. I think his hands are probably better. I don't know. It's an interesting fight, dude. I think Batista will give a good account of himself. But it's like, I just think Umar, I think he probably will have a speed advantage, bro. He's got lightning fast hands. I think he can slightly out grapple Batista. I think he's just a bit better everywhere, right? He's a bit better everywhere. Especially the striking. I definitely think. Well, I guess he is giving up a little reach here. I just think. I think Umar. I think this fight. I think it might be a bit close. I just think Umar will be a bit better on the feet, land a bit more with the in and out speed. I think he'll get some key takedowns here. I know Batista's a big, strong bantamweight with good grappling, but not at this level, man. Not at this level. Right? Like, dude, Umar was taking down Merab and giving Merab, like, stuffing most of Merab's takedowns. Right? I know stuffing Merab's takedowns isn't a huge deal, but, like, this guy took the first 2 rounds off Merab, dude. Merab is a big pressure fighter, and he was still able to have a super competitive close fight. Like, if it weren't for Merab emoting on him and, like, getting a few key takedowns late in the 5th, this guy might be champ right now. So I just think he's going to do what he has to do. And know, he'll get the takedown. He'll get the key takedowns. Maybe have a little bit of control and just slightly outdo Batista. Not put himself in danger. Probably coast to a decision victory here. Like this guy, come on, let's be honest. This guy's not really finishing people, Umar, but he is the second best bantamweight behind Merab in the division. All right, co-main, Jandiroba Dern. I'm gonna go Jandiroba. I just think she fights a bit more intelligently with her grappling than Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern is much more of an opportunistic grappler. She'll die for a fucking armbar. She'll die for that triangle. She'll be willing to give up position to try to get the submission, whereas Jandiroba, she's way more down to control you, right? Position over submission. She'll get you down. She'll control you from the top, beat you up with elbows, ground and pound, and hold top position. And that's why I think she's gonna win this fight. Like, I'm looking at looking at the Mackenzie Dern fight, which wasn't too long ago against Amanda Hebos. Bro, Amanda Hebos was out grappling Mackenzie Dern those first few rounds. Now, granted, Mackenzie eventually latched up a submission and got her out of there, but dude, Amanda Hebos is out grappling you because she's willing to take more of a submission or a position over submission approach. It's worked. It works against Mackenzie. You look at Yan Xiaonan, position over submission, wasn't able to get the armbar. Like, I just don't think Mackenzie uses the jiu-jitsu like effectively enough to beat someone like Jandiroba, because Jandiroba is up there too, high level jiu-jitsu, right? I just think it's gonna be a fight of like Mackenzie trying to latch up submissions, Jandiroba just staying patient. Might get in a few dangerous positions, but everybody does with Dern. If you can weather the storm, you know, and just be defensively responsible on the ground, maintain top position, you'll beat Mackenzie Dern by decision. And that's what's going to happen here. Mackenzie's going to be threatening submissions constantly. Jandiroba is going to stay defensively responsible, beat her up a little bit from the top position on the ground, avoid the submissions, and get a decision here to become the new strawweight champ. Look, I know, dude, people... The UFC is dying for Mackenzie Dern to win this belt, dude. She's so much more marketable than Jandiroba. I get it. Jandiroba is going to be the next dominant champion of this division. Mark my words. Now, with no Zhang Weili, Jandiroba is the new Zhang Weili of this division. All right, main event. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. Listen, Cyril Gane cannot win this fucking fight, dude. Otherwise, it spits in the face of every bit of logic we know to be true in MMA, or everything we love in MMA. We love a guy who's down to fight everybody, be active. I know Tom's not been active. That's not Tom's fault. That's John Jones's fault. Active champion. Cyril Gane is not active. Cyril Gane beats somebody who's not a top 5 guy, sits out for a year, goes to film a movie, and then expects to get an immediate title shot. Bro, this guy's like last fucking 3 years. Get his ass kicked for the belt. Beat somebody who's not even top 5. Get a title shot. Get your ass kicked. Beat someone who's not even top 5. Granted, he is on a 2-fight win streak now because he did. Now he's on a 1-fight win streak. Fuck that. He didn't beat Volkov. He's coming off a robbery decision over Volkov. Like, bro, we can't have this guy win belts. That just, because this says like hard work doesn't matter. This guy wins, it fucking says hard work doesn't matter. That's basically, to me, what it says. Hard work doesn't matter. Being active, fighting the best, not ducking anybody like he ducked Tom for years when Tom was below him in the rankings. Bro, this guy can't fucking win the belt. This guy cannot win the belt. Plus, if he wins the belt, we're not going to hear the end of it from John Jones, who ducked Tom Aspinall. He ducked Tom Aspinall. We get to hear that fucking guy yap his mouth if Tom loses. Can't have it, bro. I don't think we'll have it, but this is a scary, kind of a bit of a scary fight, dude. Like, Cyril can mix it up really well on the feet. Sorry. Like, he's definitely one of the most elusive heavyweights Tom's ever fought, bro. one of the best striking heavyweights Tom's ever fought. I just think the speed, bro, and like the grappling advantage that Aspinall has, it's like this fight's gonna end one of two ways. It either ends on the ground with Tom submitting him, because he is a super high level jiu-jitsu black belt. We've seen that. Submitted Volkov with a Kimura, TKO'd a lot of people on the ground before. Or he's gonna just give him that hand of death on the feet, right? I want to say he'll probably have a little bit of a speed advantage on Cyril. I know Cyril's quick, but he has a bit of a reach. I think Tom's gonna unplug. I think Cyril's window to win potentially is on the feet with that 3-inch reach. Maybe clipping Tom with something, because Tom does keep that chin up when he rushes in. However, I do think Tom. Oh, 1 second. I do think Tom. Obviously, Tom has a super high IQ for the game. I think he goes in there, hits the grappling early. Cyril Gane has been shown to really not have an ability to scramble back to his feet that much. I mean, I guess he's okay on the ground, but like a lot of times he's just willing to accept the ground position, which happened against Francis Ngannou the first time he fought for the belt. And then obviously with John Jones, he tapped super quick. Tom Aspinall's much better on the ground than John Jones is. He's much better submission game than John Jones. So I think I'm going to go Tom Aspinall. Not by submission. I think I'm going to go TKO on the ground. I think he gets him down. And it goes most of the first round. Then Tom really starts putting that damage on him. Gets him out of there. TKO on the ground. Probably gets him in like a crucifix type position or something. And just smashes his face. To force the ref to call the fight. Round 1. TKO. Tom Aspinall. That's the pick. That's the picks. That's all I got. That's all my voice got. Fuck. Yeah, hopefully. It's a bad one, man. It's a flu one, and it's just killed my voice. It's killed my voice, but I'm like, dude, I couldn't just sit here anymore and not fucking make content. I had to do it. I had to jump on here. So, like and subscribe. Let me know your picks in the comments. Until next time.